The Chozo, the oldest race in the entire Metroid universe. All in all, not much is for certain with these guys because two reasons. Their history is ambiguous and 90% of this information is from the Metroid manga and not the games. But this was worded first, and this makes logical sense first, so... Dating back 1,500 years ago, the Chozo started off as a simple warrior race. As time went on, they had achieved greater and greater feats in science and technology. As their technology grew, so did their longevity. The old age of many of the Chozo made it impossible for them to reproduce. With their growth and steep decline, the Chozo chose to suppress their violent tendencies with self-imposed mental blocks. This was likely a safety measure to not lose their already dwindling population to senseless war and violence. As they began to forego their violent past, they looked towards a new frontier: space. The Chozo had become a race dedicated to the advancement of technology and explorers of the vastness of the cosmos, from Talon 4 to Skytown to Zebes and Brio. Their effect is lasting in the Metro universe, a guiding hand to both good and bad within the galaxy. Now that's enough of the prehistory. We are now brought to the gas giant Elysia, a planet chosen to become an observatory for the Chozo to find new worlds in the surrounding systems. The observatory itself was named Skytown. Rather than leaving the station to fade away after the Chozo were done with it, they created a machine race called the Elysians. Their sole purpose was to defend and maintain Skytown. When the Chozo finally departed, they gave the Elysians the simple gift of self-awareness. The city then plunged into a centuries-long sleep to save power. Meanwhile, the Chozo had also discovered Talon 4, a desolate world that Chozo chose to terraform over hundreds of years into a lush planet teeming with life. 1,000 years have now passed, and the life and seas have crashed into both Aether and Talon 4 from natural causes. As the Chozo of Talon 4 frantically try to save their world from a new threat called the Great Poison, another threat rises in the galaxy. Hailing from SR-388, this new threat is called the X-Parasite. The best of Chozo technology comes up with a simple plan: to fight the biological threat with another one. We're talking about the freaking Metroids. Okay, starting a side note here, seriously though, taking the fight fire with fire approach doesn't really scream almighty ascension level race that is just filled with genius. It seems like the dumbest threat possible. And side note, it is now 2058. The young girl Samus Aran on K2L is the sole survivor of her colony after it's been raided by Ridley and the space pirates. The Chozo chose to adopt this girl, imparting her with part of their DNA so she could survive Zebes' harsh atmosphere. Down on Zebes, a Chozo organic supercomputer named Mother Brain is now finishing her work creating the Metroids and is now introduced to a young Samus. And guesses that the girl will die in a matter of days because of Zebes' harsh environment, despite the Chozo enhancements. Over the coming years, Mother Brain both created Samus' power suit and trained her to use it. Mother Brain is now growing tired of the Chozo's path of non-intervention in galactic affairs, namely the space pirate raids throughout the galaxy. She decides that in order for there to be true order within the galaxy, she must use the space pirates as a tool to kill all lesser and unintelligent races within the galaxy. After gaining power in the space pirate ranks, Mother Brain offers Ridley, our Chozo named Grey Voice, and a young Samus to join her as space pirate commanders. Samus immediately leaves Zebes and joins the Galactic Federation, only to return years later to find that her old home is now a desolate ruin. All the while, the Chozo of Talon 4 have given up their great ordeal against the Great Poison, choosing to ascend to a higher plane of existence after technology could go no further for them. Okay, so that means we're done with history here, and it's time for my personal theories. Okay, so it seems no matter where you are in the galaxy, the Chozo seem to just leave stuff around, and relics and temples and random planets and shit, and it's not really hard to believe since they were explorers that they would leave technology behind, or they would just build something and leave it to just go on to the next frontier or something like that, right? But it also fits that because most of the time you're gonna have technology that helps you travel through said environment. You're not exactly gonna find a gravity suit on Elysia, right? But I, as well as I agreeing with this, I kind of disagree at the same time. Like, the Chozo went out of their way to help other races, but never gave them weapons or armor or crazy things to just make one side more powerful than the other, or give everybody weapons to just kill each other off. It seemed contradictory to their beliefs, and it did seem contradictory to leave large caches of weapons and armors throughout the galaxy. There could only really be one reason here: Samus. Remember how before I said the fight fire with fire approach seemed kinda dumb? Well, switching it a bit differently here. Just think about the Metroids. They were meant to kill off the X-Parasites, and Samus was kind of the equalizer here. She both ended up killing off the Metroids and killing off the X-Parasites. And, well, any other threat that was to the galaxy as a whole, that being Phazon as well, wasn't really Chozo created, but Samus did again act as the equalizer. All the Chozo really did leave tools for her to complete her tasks, no matter what they were. The Phazon, Metroids, X-Parasites, and the Space Pirate. Wait, wasn't that the Chozo's fault as well? I mean, Mother Brain herself was a Chozo invention that wreaked havoc throughout the galaxy. But then again, Samus plays the equalizer by fixing mistakes that Chozo left behind long after they gone, not God. Okay, great. Most of the time there's like 400 clips of like me just messing. I'm not even cheating. I'm literally on recording 444. It is ridiculous the amount of mistakes I'm making here. I'm just gonna leave this in because this is my personal opinion and it's not part of the script. So +1 to that shit. So here's a difficult question: are the Chozo the good or bad in the Metroid universe? Leave it in the comments below. Also, appreciate the subscriber interest in this because, well, this is difficult for me. Again, the 400 chords, I'm literally going to screenshot the file folder of all of the mistakes there. And as you can see, most of them are 2 or 3 seconds of me just stuttering because going because apparently I can't speak words. Okay, so leave it in the comments below, not in the comments, my bad. The straw poll that I'm going to put over there, somewhere in the description. And vote for something this time. I'm not really going to tell you my favorite one that's there. I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite one wasn't really that high voted. I'm just going to say that, but I'm pretty sure you guys probably won't be able to. It's a 1 in 4 chance you'll probably be able to figure it out. But long story short, yeah, this is Zet signing off, and thank you, and subscribe and like so I know how much you're interested in this, because my god, that's going to help, because so help me god, I feel like pulling out my hair from the amount of mistakes here. Just look at that, 400 goddamn mistakes.